In a world of Super Nintendo, there is one podcast that's come to the forefront. Soul Blazers, the SNES podcast. 2 hosts, many games, it's Super Nintastic. Now playing on an MP3 player near you.
$200, a Super Nintendo setup costs twice as much as the old system. For the money, the company promises better pictures, sound, and adventure. Now you're playing with power, superpower. You're the king, I tell you! The king!
Only for Super NES. You're listening to the SNES podcast with your hosts, Soul Blazer and George.
Hey everyone, you're listening to the SNES podcast. I'm George, and Greg's on vacation, so I have a special guest with me here. It's Joe.
Hey everybody, I'm Joe.
Yes, you are Joe. That is in fact true. Well, today...
Podcasts. Hi.
Well, today we are covering the Acclaim-published College Slam. This was developed by Iguana Entertainment UK. They haven't developed too many things as what I've seen, which is interesting. I actually confused them for just Iguana Entertainment, and I took a look, and no, they did far less than Iguana did. This is their UK branch, and then they just, poof, basically disappeared out of existence.
Yeah, and, 3 of the games that they did really aren't that great either.
And that's almost their whole library, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Frank Thomas' Big Hurt Baseball was just a mess, and so was Batman Forever, and Forsaken for the N64. And then it didn't help that once they evolved, they created Shadow Man for the Dreamcast and PlayStation, and yeah, so...
I'm not sure if I'm aware of that game.
Don't play it. And by saying that, I mean you should totally play it at least once, but don't play it.
Yeah, so this game was released for SNES on February 1996 in North America. Now, we brought up that the publisher was Acclaim. Acclaim had a decent run. It had a lot of hit and misses, but we got some good stuff out of them. They actually went bankrupt September 1st, 2004, and little did I know, their headquarters was actually local to me, which was very interesting. Yeah, so Acclaim has done things like, or they published things like Alien Trilogy, for, things like PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and they also released the first 2 Burnout games. They also did this game
also
called...
created a little franchise, Mortal Kombat?
Right, sure.
Is that where you were going?
No, I was actually going to say that they did this little game called College Slam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they Why is that funny?
Because I'm like, yeah, they're known for like Mortal Kombat, and you're like, yeah, College Slam. I'm trying to avoid talking about the game. You're like, yeah, let's talk about it.
Hey, this is what we do on SNES podcast.
This is true.
Now, this game feels quite a bit like NBA Jam, but it kind of feels like a prototype, to be honest. Now, the way that the game plays, you first start out by picking 2 out of 5 players during the game, and during timeouts and halftime, you have a choice to make substitutions. When a player makes 2 baskets in a row, the announcer says he's heating up, and if he makes 3 baskets in a row without the other team scoring, he says he's on fire. I really like the voice clips. It's really cool. It makes and with all this scoring, it makes it easier to put the ball in the hoop, make it go swish, swish, swish. That's the noise that makes, right?
Yes. Every time they get a touchdown, swish.
Touchdown. This is why we can't podcast together. Now, there is a season mode. Players can pick up to 44 teams, which is impressive, to be honest.
Well, they can't pick up to, they can pick from 44 teams.
Yes, Joe, you're right. And play a 20-game season. Now, there's also tournament mode, where 16 teams compete for a chance to win the national championship. Players also have the ability to edit teams and players, which is a nice touch, I have to admit. Not a lot of games from this. Yeah, not a lot of games from this era really let you customize this way. The game is somewhat goofy, just like NBA Jam, but is pretty competitive and makes it very easy to throw in some full court shots, which.
Oh yeah, this game's
not very
broken.
easy. Oh yeah. I figured that out very quickly. And sometimes when you do some dunks, the players actually get hit by lightning, which is really cool.
Yes.
Now, critics claim this game was too similar to NBA Jam, so outside of any college sports fans, they really didn't suggest people to play this. Wasn't really much of a reason to buy the title. It's interesting that they brought that up because, NBA Jam actually is a better game than this. This is, if you're like a huge college sports fan, like, you could really be into this game. But as for those who are not, I don't see any point in really going after this game at all.
Yeah, and it should be noted that the 2 major publications that cited this were, I want to say EGM and GamePro, which I believe both had heavily acclaimed games in their reviews and whatnot. So it was kind of like, by saying, stick with NBA Jam, it was their way of basically saying, look, College Slam isn't that great. But without actually saying it and slandering, you know what I mean? So they can keep the publication,
Are you saying that they slammed College Slam?
I'm saying they definitely did. They were heating up.
Oh, they're on fire!
He can't buy a bucket.
I first... And now, like, I'm not a sports person, so, like, I don't play sports games, really, but, this game was almost completely pick up and play for me, which is really interesting. Dare I say it was fun? It didn't really appeal to me, so, but, I actually, like, I'm terrible at the game, but I actually almost beat the AI. I was close. I was pretty close, and that's pretty good for a sports game for me. I think the hardest part of the game was trying to figure out where my player was. It's like, wait, oh, is it him? No, wait, who is it? And it's like, oh, wait, there's the marker. That means I'm on the other side of the court when everybody's on the other half. I don't know if you have that problem.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like much like NBA Jam, like the AI is kind of broken in this game. So NBA Jam has the same flaw where you're controlling a player and your teammates almost useless. And then the AI opponents are a little tough and they can be cheap. And like if you play on the default settings, which I don't recommend, you will probably lose your games 99% of the time. If you go into the settings and change it to where there is no computer assist and you control both players, it makes it a lot easier.
I think a lot of my scores were from the computer. So, I don't know if turning that off is a good idea for me.
I mean, I definitely had fun with it. This brought back many memories because one of the first games I got for my Genesis was not NBA Jam, it was College Slam. My mom picked up the wrong game. I think we've all had that problem. But yeah, so my mom picked me up College Slam instead of NBA Jam. And, you know, I wasn't upset with it because, you know, right off the bat as a kid, or I should say, you know, young, early teen, I was like, okay, this is NBA Jam. It's just college teams that I don't know. Because even now I don't follow college. So I was just like, pick a team and play.
Yeah, that's usually how video games work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you have like a local team you can pick.
Right, or, you know, like a lot of the major sports games, you usually have a favorite sports team that you either follow or, like you said, the local guys that you'll play as.
I always play as the New York Islanders for hockey.
There you go. See, I'm a Red Wings
but that's
fan,
because
so
they're
I'm
good.
always the Red Wings.
But that's because they're good.
They've recently gotten good, yes.
Oh, come on. You see how many... Never mind. Just never
I said
mind.
recently.
Not recently.
I said recently.
They've been good for a while. Please. Get out of here. Let's just get into a fight. Yeah, there's not too much to say about this game. It looks fine. It has sound clips, like voice clips. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they sound good, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the sound effects are pretty good. Like, you hear the shoes squeaking.
I didn't even notice that.
The buzzer, you know, buzzes at you at the end of the quarters.
Yeah.
I felt the one thing that this was missing that NBA Jam had was the halftime attempt at full motion video. I'm not saying that they should have attempted to do something exactly like that, because I know in NBA Jam, like, it was like Scottie Pippen's, like, looks like he's doing a dunk or something like that, and he comes running towards the camera. And I remember that was a big thing when I had seen it. But, like, this is, like, it's just plain stats. Just shows the stats screen.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if they put a little more effort into it, but, you know, like you said.
They should have made a mini game where you're endlessly running, collecting basketballs, and you have to jump over. You have to jump over the holes in the basketball court. And when you get to the end, you
sounds
you
horrible.
dunk.
That sounds horrible.
What are you talking about? It sounds amazing.
No, that sounds horrible.
And you can also change lanes pressing up or down.
Yeah.
You have to watch out for the opponents.
It sounds like a horrible mobile game. Michael Jordan run.
But when you collect the basketballs, you're able to use them as currency to get upgrades. No?
Like I said, I think you just described Michael Jordan's run, which is not out for mobile games yet.
Shaquille O'Neal run?
Oh no, we already have Shaq Fu. One bad game per character is good enough.
Who said it was going to be bad?
So one of the things that I noticed in this, they had a lot of the lower tier college teams, which is why they had 44, which was pretty cool. Like, I could choose University of Rhode Island from my backyard, which is pretty cool.
Are you saying they're
or
lower
even
tiered?
Providence College. They are definitely lower tiered.
Okay. I know nothing about how colleges are.
Like, they included a lot of Division I colleges. So you had University of Tennessee, University of Notre Dame, Mississippi State, you know, like those guys that year had just made a run. They had made a run for the Final Four. So, I mean, you know, you had some, you know, big name colleges in the game, which was pretty cool. One of the other versions that I would give a nod to that's pretty good, it's a little better than the Super Nintendo version, is
The PlayStation
Sega
version?
Saturn version.
No, you mean the PlayStation version.
I've never played the PlayStation version.
It's
Saturn
probably the
version I
same.
have.
It's probably the same.
It probably is.
You own a Saturn game? You still own a Saturn?
No, when I had my Saturn,
Oh.
around this time, it was 97 I had my Saturn. So a year after this was out.
I have a Saturn, and I kind
remember
of
I got-
regret it because a lot
I
of things
picked
are
up this
expensive.
game used. Yeah, I've been trying to recapture a Saturn for a while, and that hasn't worked out too well.
Yeah, they're
They're a
expensive.
bit pricey.
Yeah.
But we're talking Super Nintendo, so...
Right, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's got 4 bright buttons.
So I have to ask because, like we had mentioned earlier, that you can make very easy full court shots. How many full court shots did you try and succeed?
Oh boy, I want to say at least 50% of them. And
Yeah.
when I say 50%, I mean like 500.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right? Because like I did a lot at the beginning, and then it was like, don't take so many shots, blah blah blah, and it's like, whatever. So then I tried like doing like half court and stuff, and like I was going through, and I was just like, you know what, whatever, and I just kept throwing the ball at the hoop from the other side of the court.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was about my ratio. It was about maybe 50 or 60% I was getting in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's a lot better than NBA Jam, because NBA Jam, you could be in a tight battle where literally it's 2 points to decide the game, throw a full quarter at the buzzer, and it's like a 1 in like 25 chance that it's going to go in.
But if it goes in, you dong diddly won.
Yeah, that's
So-
right.
Yeah.
So, did this game support the 4-player tap?
I didn't see any support for it.
That's one of the things I was looking for. I was looking for the box art so I could look at the back of the box.
The box for it?
No, the box art.
Oh, the box art.
How dare you mention that horrible podcast on here? Oh my god, I found a Spanish review of this game.
Okay.
Yeah, which is the hosting's unfortunately run up, which is too bad because they scored it a 3.0,
Out
a
of
3.0, a 4.0, and a 4.2, and I'm assuming those are all out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, there is one fun thing in this game where if you put in a code, you can play as the mascots. Did you see that anywhere?
No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't. I should have. Ah, man. I wish I knew about that. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
What would you call an all mascot college basketball game?
I don't know. What would you call it?
I don't know. That sounds like a setup for a joke.
It does. I thought you were going somewhere with that.
No, I was actually very curious.
So I was looking for screenshots so I could show you, but it doesn't show it. Maybe it wasn't in this one.
Oh, boy.
This is ridiculous. So they have a code for 3-pointing, which basically makes it so you land all your 3-pointers. But why do you need that? Why do you
To
need
win. To win.
that? Yeah, but you're almost always making your 3-pointers anyways because of the stupid full court shot stuff. Just saying.
Well, it makes it much easier to get them in.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
I mean, that's the point of the cheat, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I also just noticed this FAQ is for the Sega Genesis version of College Slam, which I'm sure isn't too different.
Probably not. Just like the PlayStation version's probably like the Saturn version.
Yep, very true.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I did forget about the boom shakalaka. Sometimes you get when you do a dunk,
Yeah.
which is fun. Like, it's even sad. Like, I'm looking at a Wikipedia for like video game history on NBA Jam, and like they mention it in passing. Like in '95, Acclaim released a collegiate version of NBA Jam for home
Collegiate?
console. Yeah, for
Is
home
that a word?
consoles entitled College Slam. Although the game was created to capitalize on the popularity of March Madness and the subsequent Final Four, it did not enjoy the popularity of the earlier NBA Jam games. And that's all they say.
Great.
Right.
Great.
Oh, here we go. All the commentaries in the game. Boom shakalaka. The monster jam. He jams it in. A spectacular dunk. A wild shot. Slam a jammer. From downtown. 4-3. He's on fire. From long range. Grabs the rebound. The nail in the coffin in the closing seconds. Whoop, there it is. He puts up a brick. Couldn't buy a bucket. Is it the shoes?
What? There are a bunch of cheat codes for this game. As you said earlier, Joe, there's an easier 3 points code. You press YYYAAA at the tonight's matchup screen. For maximum power, you press A down, A right while at the matchup screen. For quick hands, you press left A, B, B, Y at tonight's matchup screen. There are secret teams you can unlock. At the title screen, you press up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. Shot percentage. At tonight's matchup screen, you press A, 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 B, B, B. For slippery floors, on the matchup screen, you press A 7 times. For super dunks, you enter the versus screen. Enter down, up, down, up, down, up. These cheat codes are easy. I can figure these out. Like, you just press buttons and you'll figure it out. Super fire, a versus screen. Enter left to right, up, down, down. Super goaltending, versus screen. Down, 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 up, up, up. And for whirlwind at the versus screen, up, right, down, left, up, right, down. Slippery floors. My favorite cheat code.
Right? Like, why would you do that?
I don't know, to probably make it more challenging.
I mean, I guess that's one way to do it. You could just turn the AI up.
Oh man. I would like to see that now. I would like to see a full AI fight with slippery floors.
I just found a Game Pro review of College Slam.
Alright.
This is going to be good. Alright, this is for the Super Nintendo version. You don't need good SAT scores to figure out where College Slam came from. It's a nearly identical ripoff of NBA Jam. College Slam is 2-on-2 basketball with the same view, the same 3-button gameplay, pass, shoot, and boost, the same dunks, animations, and sound effects, and the same on-fire feature from NBA Jam. The only noticeable new features are an ultra turbo run, 4 selectable speeds of play, and player substitutions. While it's fast and furious as Jam, Slam's anonymous players don't bring home the star quality of the NBA. All you're really getting is the same arcade-style game with an NCAA licensed logo. If you're not a Division I college ball hog, skip Slam entirely and go pro. And their rating for graphics was 3.5, sound was 3.5, control was 4.0, and fun factor was 3.5, and they said the challenge was adjustable. This game originally went for $75, and it's on a 24 meg cart, and it does support 4 players. So you can use the multi-tap on this.
Oh wow, awesome.
And I only know that because the Genesis one says 2 players. So Genesis won't allow you to do 2 players. They do the reviews side by side, which is nice.
Yes, I always like that. Well, you can find College Slam for Between $343 and $738, and that's complete in box for that last price. That's not too expensive.
No, I'd say if you're a collector, I would totally go for the complete in box. Why not?
Yeah, it's not too much. You add on shipping, it's probably like $10, something like that.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, so about $10 basically.
Yeah, I have this game with just the box. It's just the box and the cart, but I think I paid like $5 for it.
That's not too bad. I mean, I probably wouldn't pay more than $5 for this. But to be honest, why would I be buying this game in the first place?
All right.
It's not really my kind of game. But do you have any final thoughts?
I think if you're not willing to, right off the bat, in whether you're playing or collecting, shell out the $15 to $20 that I've seen NBA Jam go for, this is a decent substitute. It's not perfect, but it'll satisfy that need to play some good 2-on-2 basketball with goofy physics and with the great commentary and everything else. Are there other games for the SNES that you could pick up for $5 or less and probably have more fun? Yeah, they're probably out there. But like I said, compared to NBA Jam in the $15 to $20 price range, you're probably better off just getting College Slam and saving up for that NBA Jam cart. And it'll probably make NBA Jam that much sweeter when you finally get it.
I have Tournament Edition on Jaguar.
Excellent. That's a really good game.
Yeah, it's also kind of expensive
Yeah.
last time I saw. So, yeah. Actually, apparently Jaguar controllers in themselves go for a lot of money, I think. I think that's true, at least last time I saw.
Should have never sold my Jaguar.
I have two.
Well, I bought one at KB Toys back in 1999. Actually, funny story. It was July or August of 99.
That's really funny. Oh, you're not done. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. So I had actually went to EB Games that day in the mall to go.
Now that's really funny.
Pre-order my Dreamcast. And after I pre-ordered my Dreamcast, which I only had to put $10 down for, which is pretty funny, I went upstairs to KB Toys because they had recently marked down like Star Wars toys and everything else, and I was getting really big into Star Wars collecting at that time. So I was buying all those up, and I went up there, and behind the counter was a Jaguar. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I always wanted a Jaguar. One of my friends in high school who was very well off and an only child used to get everything he wanted. So he had all these systems, like a 3DO and a Jaguar. So, like, I played it, but I wanted it for myself. So I saw it there, $15, and I bought that and Tempest 2000 to be exact. And Tempest 2000 was only like $2 complete in box. So for under $20, I got a Jaguar and Tempest 2000.
I can't say that for me.
Right? But unfortunately, like, this is 1999, so the used market is not as, lucrative or as well established as it is today.
Right.
And for me, I got stuck with Tempest 2000 for probably a good 2 to 3 years, and like, it collected dust. I'm not gonna lie, my Jaguar collected dust because I enjoyed Tempest 2000, but it wasn't a game I'd come back to and play over and over again. So I eventually just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sell it, and I think I made like $50 on it. So yeah, I want to say I spent because I spent under 20. It was like 18, and I ended up selling it for like 60. So just about made $50 on it. So
yeah, not too bad. But with
bad.
inflation. Anyway, College Slam. Yeah, it's an interesting little game. Similar to NBA Jam. It's something, worth giving a try. Nice little voice clips in there. It's got some good gameplay. crazy, crazy percentage of full court shots being dunked in, or not dunked, but shot in. Could you imagine a full court dunk?
That'd be awesome.
Oh man, that would be insane. Yeah, but you know, game looks good. Has some customization to it, which is really nice. I was really surprised when I found that out. And just the amount of colleges that you could play as, that was really cool. Nice little game. That's that all we have to say about this game?
Yeah, there's not much here, unfortunately.
Well, if that's it, then, well, I'll have to thank everybody for listening. I hope I did a good enough job. Without Greg here, it's like I don't have his notes, so I can't be in as in depth as he is. But I hope I was good enough. Anyway, if you haven't found your way to the Facebook page, please do. Just look up SNES Podcast. Or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can also direct that to the SNES Podcast at yahoo.com. You can find me personally at Mr. Chief, that is at MISTURCHEEF. I do other podcasts, especially with Joe. I do the Box Fort, not family friendly. Greg and I do PlayStation Power. We cover PlayStation 2 games. And I also do Master System Masterpieces. We cover Master System games, and that's... whew, got some good games recently. It's really cool. Joe, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at JoeSucks30. That's JoeSux 30. And also, I do a podcast called The Radical Retro Roundup, which can be found on iTunes, Google Play, Podomatic, and also I have a group on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/The Radical Retro Roundup. So, come check me out.
Goodbye.
Happy holidays, everybody. Goodbye.
Nintendo controls 80% of the video market. But no matter how you play the game, or which game you play, things definitely have come a long way since Pac-Man. Now you're playing with power. Deep of power.